She's going to get it. All right, Counselor Wolverton,
Here.
Counselor Sands,
Here.
and Counselor Nails. Here.
Everybody here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, I'll begin with a motion to dispense with the reading and approve the minutes from our last meeting. Motion from Council Wolverton.
Second.
Second from Council Watley. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that passes 5-0. Old business 09-03-22, public hearing set for April 11th, 2022 at 6 p.m. for consideration rezone 3450 Manor Drive from an R5 attached dwelling unit district to an R6 attached dwelling unit district. The applicant is LMS Brookwood Property as a means to correct and mitigate the current legal non-conforming status of the property based on the number of units on the site and other development criteria to a more appropriate and higher density zoning classification in conjunction with required companion development plan. We voted on this at the planning commission, had a vote of 5-0 to 1, 3 absent, 1 abstained for a favorable recommendation of the rezone. Mr. Smith?
Thank you. And I'm going to turn it over to Galloway here to present. He's got the presentation on the screen. I have a hard copy.
Okay, thank you.
And just go ahead. Trip Galloway.
Galloway. And the item number, please.
It's okay.
09-03-22.
Okay, my name is Trip Galloway. I'm counsel for the owner. And the plan here is, we think it offers a unusual win-win for the parties involved in that the present zoning is R5. We seek to rezone it to R6 site plan approval so that there is a desire to change a swimming pool to a workout facility. Otherwise, there's no change to the footprint. There are 274 units. They will all be remodeled interior and exterior. And the plan is to recast the property as a higher end facility to the tune of $15 million plus, change one pool to the exercise facility. In the desire to go from R5 to R6, site plan approval is to allow for assuredness that if we encounter the unfortunate circumstance of April 11 Tuscaloosa tornado or fire, we would have better opportunity to rebuild what we have, that the grandfathering would be more secure, and for lenders' purposes, that is something that we need and seek. So there's no hidden agenda here other than to make this property greatly enhanced and to keep it as is. And so we have not heard any real feedback from the neighbors. We're willing to address any issues that the city or the neighbors would have, but we feel like that what is presented is something that is a win for the city in that it has control by site plan approval of what goes on there. We get the assuredness we want about what would happen if there was a casualty, but for the neighborhood standpoint, we don't change things in terms of composition of the units. There's one unit that is a 400 square feet, which is below I think it's a 700 square foot threshold. Everything else is a conforming size unit. So I'm happy to answer any questions y'all have, but things that the planning commission seemed receptive to the proposal, and we would like to be able to address any concerns that the city has.
So, committee? Maybe the committee have a question?
I have a question for Mike.
Okay.
Mr. Kicker, sorry. Mr. Kicker, so let me ask you a question. Even though there are no current plans today to do anything that modifies the structure or to wipe the slate clean, they plan to keep it the way it is. If I say 2 years from now, they decide to sell this property, there would be nothing binding saying that they could not wipe the 5 acres or more than 5 acres clean.
They have to go back to development.
Okay, so it would have to meet that development plan.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
Mr. Councilmember, that is the sort of the win-win angle we view things. It gives assuredness to both the neighborhood and the city. It's what's on
Yes.
the table.
Okay. And I might have missed that. I was looking at the
I did
differences in the
Great.
development plans for the zoning. And I want to make sure that we weren't going to be.
Procedurally, you'll have to approve the development plan before you approve the zoning. Development plan will be attached in exhibit B to the zoning, but ordinance requires the development plan to be approved prior to rezoning.
Anyone else on the?
I have a question.
Council?
Is part of this zoned R5 and part of it zoned R6 and trying to make it all one zoning?
I believe it's all R5.
It's
all
It's all R5.
Council, questions?
That addressed my questions.
Anyone else? Well, the motion here would be to send out without recommendation.
Make a motion to send it out without recommendation pending the public hearing.
Second, I have a motion from Counselor Sims, a second from Counselor Allen. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes 5-0. With that, we are adjourned.